Hello my dears, it's me again. I decided to return to the playlist English Basic Grammar because I have not completed it yet. And today, lesson number 21, we are going to speak about comparatives and superlatives, mostly for adjectives, but it is the same for adverbs because if the adverb has the same form as an adjective, for example, the words like fast or hard, then we use the suffixes er and est. Fast, faster, the fastest. Hard, harder, the hardest. And if it is ending, if its ending is re, quick, quickly, then we use more, the most. Yes, quickly, more quickly, the most quickly. So let's start. I hope that everything will be clear for you and you will be able to use comparatives and superlatives in your speech after watching my video. Let's do it. Hello dears, English Basic Grammar, lesson 21 today, comparatives and superlatives. Let's start with theory today. One-syllable adjectives and two-syllable adjectives ending in li, y, and w. Usually we just add suffixes er for comparatives and est for superlatives. For example, long, longer, the longest. If the last letter is e, there should be only one e, while adding the suffixes er and est. Nice, nicer, the nicest. The last consonant in one-syllable adjectives is doubled. Big, bigger, the biggest. Letters y in endings y and li should be changed into I. Happy, happier, the happiest. Friendly, friendlier, the friendliest. And for example, the word narrow with ending w, narrow, narrower, the narrowest. And we usually use then after comparatives. For other two-syllable adjectives, and if there are more than two syllables, we use the words more and the most if we would like to strengthen the meaning of the adjective, and less or and the least to weaken the meaning. For example, interesting, more interesting, the most interesting, or less interesting, the least interesting. And one more example, comfortable, more comfortable, the most comfortable, less comfortable, the least comfortable. Pay attention, we don't change the words, the adjectives themselves in any way. And again, don't forget about the word then if it is necessary. This slide is very important as we should know the regular adjectives. Once more, you should just learn them by heart. Let's read them together for you not to make mistakes in pronunciation. Good, better, the best. Bad, worse, the worst. Old, older, the oldest, or elder, the eldest. We usually use elder and the eldest, speaking about people, the age, for example. She is the eldest in our family. Far also have two ways. Farther, the farthest, about distance, or further, the furthest. A little and many, lots, much, we know already. Little, less, the least, and more, the most. Pause the video, take as much time as you need, and try to remember the words by heart. There are other types of comparisons as well. Now let's look at them. We have here 6 structures. The first structure is as, or and in negative sentences, not as, or not so as. Examples: he is as strong as his brother, he is not as strong as his uncle. The second structure, we can use the words like half, twice, 3 times with the structure, the first structure, as. For example, it took us twice as long as it usually takes. To strengthen or to weaken the meaning of the adjectives, again, we can use the words much, far, a little, a bit, slightly before the comparatives. For example, the coat was much more expensive than we expected. Expensive, it's an adjective. More expensive, it is comparative, and we use the word much before the comparative. Structure number 4, comparative and comparative. Usually it is a process, that's why we can see here present continuous. It is getting colder and colder. Structure number 5, the plus comparative, the plus comparative. The more you study, the better your English is. And pay attention, this time we use the not before the superlative, but before the comparative. And the last structure, by far, if you can see the words by far, then we use superlative. For example, last month was by far the coldest we have ever had. Pause the video and take as much time as you need to study the structures. Okay, a bit of practice. Let's practice. There are 6 sentences, and each time you can see that the adjectives are in brackets, so it's necessary to think, is it going to be just comparative or superlative, or there are some structures that we can see here in the sentences. So take your time, pause the video and read everything, try to understand what there should be in the sentences. Next slide will be given for you for checking. Now let's check. Number 1, faster and more comfortable. We have here then, so just comparatives. Structure, the better, the more, the comparative and the comparative. Number 3, she is not as bright as her brother, as and not as. Number 4, she is less bright than her brother. We have here then, so it's necessary to use comparative, but in this situation we should weaken this adjective. That's why we use less bright. It's okay, we can use less with adjectives. For example, less rich, less bright. This is the fastest car, or we can say by far the fastest car. And the last structure, longer and longer. And again, we can see that it is a process, and present continuous is given here. The days are getting longer and longer. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.